if you have a great idea for a new phone app, but you don't know where to start, our next guest is here to help.
Yeah, you don't need $20,000 to launch your idea. And if you don't know how to code, well, that's okay, too. Tara Reid is a CEO and founder of the tech startup Apps Without Code, and she's on a mission to help underdogs break into the tech industry. Tara, thanks for being with us.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me.
Well, I love this. First of all, how did you get interested in creating apps yourself?
Yeah, so my background is in tech. So before becoming a tech entrepreneur, I worked at big tech companies, but I was not the one who was building the software myself. So I worked at Google and Microsoft, but I was on the business side of those organizations. And I had an idea for an app myself, but I didn't know how to build it. And I was running into some roadblocks. Number one, I didn't have $20,000 to hire someone. That's typically how much it costs, $20,000 and up. I didn't have 1 to 2 years to stop everything that I was doing and go learn to code. And I also didn't have like a business savvy or tech savvy business partner who could really help me with the business and I felt comfortable giving half the business to. And so I really had to find ways that worked for me. And I stumbled upon this process of building apps without code. And that was really my first process, sort of building apps and building products.
That's great.
Okay, so you have figured it out. Now you're sharing your wealth with the rest of us. So if someone has an idea for an app, what's the first thing that they should do?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you already have an idea for an app, the first thing you want to do is find a tool to help you build it. Now, it used to be that if you wanted to build an app, you needed to know how to code in order to make it. But now there are these tools that let you build the app by drag, drop, point, click, kind of like you're making a PowerPoint presentation. And then you tell the app what to do in English. So it literally says, if the user clicks the button, then log them in. Like it says that English sentence. And so the first thing to do is find tools to use to build that app. Some of my favorites are glideapps.com. There's one called Bubble, and there's also a tool called Adalo. And I do lots of reviews and talk about the different resources and tools that you can use to build your app at my website, appswithoutcode.com.
Oh, brilliant. Well, let's talk about the money. How much money can somebody make for creating an app?
Yeah. So one of my favorite ways of monetizing apps is called white labeling, because typically when you think about creating an app, you think about 99 cents or maybe $2, something like that. But white labeling is a way that allows you to charge premium price points for what you've made. So the way that white labeling works is you ask yourself what kinds of companies or organizations would want to have their own version of this app. And you can make a copy of it, take your logo off, put their logo on, and you can charge premium price points, usually $3,000 a year and up for every customer that you offer this to.
Oh, it's great.
All right.
Wow.
So our minds are twirling here. Okay, so can anyone create their own app?
Yes, absolutely. So it used to be that that was not true. You used to have to have years of schooling in computer science and really have a lot of background in this. But now, provided that you can log into something with your email and drag some things around the page, you can totally create your own app using these no-code tools that are now available that I get the pleasure of teaching folks every day at Apps Without Code.
Absolutely fantastic. Well, so let me ask you this. If you had to give some advice, a piece of advice for people who want to create their own app, where do you start?
Yeah, I think the best place to start is to come up with an app idea that's aligned to your strengths and the things you already know something about. So you might want to ask yourself, what's something that I do for work? What do I do for work? Or what do I do for a hobby? And what's one thing that's hard or time consuming about that job or about your hobby? We all have parts of our jobs that are really manual, or that's the hard part. And so really it's a good place to start by thinking about areas you already have a sort of leg up. Because you already know something about that space, about that industry. And so there's all kinds of apps that you can build, apps that recommend things to people who have similar jobs and hobbies to you, apps that track things, apps that give people an ability to connect socially in the community around different topics and share resources. And so there's all kinds of apps that you can build. And again, I'm happy to share more. If you go to the website, Apps Without Code, there's more information about different kinds of apps that you can build and how to come up with a good idea.
That's great.
We'll expand on that. So you're the CEO and founder of the tech company, Apps Without Code. What exactly does it do?
Yeah, absolutely. Good question. So we are an online training program. So we teach people how to come up with really great app ideas based on things that they already know something about, how to build them, drag, drop, point, click without writing any code, and then also how to make money from them, which is a super important part of this, right? You want to be able to monetize your idea. And so I have an 8-week training program, and we have all kinds of free classes available to folks who want to learn about this opportunity to get into technology, even if you're not a tech person.
Really brilliant. So how does your company help close the gender and minority gap?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So typically, we see in technology that women, people of color, and also just people that come from non-computer science backgrounds are severely underrepresented. We don't see them as much in technology. And that happens for lots of reasons, but the opportunity to build an app, to get into tech entrepreneurship without knowing how to code, without having that computer science background, really opens the door and lowers the barrier to entry for people like you and me who maybe don't know everything about technology but really want to get in. And so we get to serve lots of what I call tech underdogs, people who don't know how to code, women, people of color, and really help them get into tech entrepreneurship.
So our wheels are already turning
Yeah.
over here. So where can everyone else go for more information about apps without code?
Yeah, I do lots of free classes on our website, appswithoutcode.com. And also, you can follow me on Instagram. I'm always posting tips about coming up with app ideas, how to make money from them, and tools you can use to build them. And so my Instagram is Tara Reed, REED_.
Tara, congratulations. It's so good to talk to you this afternoon.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
All right, take care.